Hello, this is the news, international news. The people first for freedom and safety.
And truth.
International news of Lucia Arden. I want to show you about the robots that China has planned in integrating into a system of treachery of war. But we are going to unite our countries, USA and all the other countries for freedom, to come and protect our nations. I want to show you this, and I warned years ago. But in November 2024, I wrote a book, In God's Power, America Save Our Legacy. And I wanted to show you the information right away and how the beautiful government is working together and recognizing this and what things we could do to protect yourself and to make you aware of the situation. I appreciate your time. It is our need to give to the world. That was my first book, and that talks about how we need to come together to work together to save our world, to save safety, to save our culture, save our traditions, save our countries. I want to show you my book here. Right here, it says,
This is Arise to
God's Truth is one of my books, but this is the book here, In God's Power, America Save Your Legacy. In God's Power, Country Save Your Legacy. These wars are started by world power leaders of evil control for the destruction of their ideas, power of the human darkness. What should your king do? And Russia and Hamas, the treachery in Israel has to protect the whole Europe and the whole world. And so does America from Russia and China. What do we do with these people? This is just a beginning. Also, strategic setup of entry of the ammunition with a better target, so you can control more accurate shots and also get a tool that has more energy or power that can make an accurate shot to stop the enemies from find out where Russia is shooting and try to target the ammunition and directly before the drones come. So we have to make special drones, which we're making now, which I asked to make special drones with high energy that pinpoint. In my other writings, I show that pinpoint certain areas and stretch across from one point to the next, like geometry, to grab on the energy of each drone to protect the borders of America and the borders to share with our other countries, of our friends. This is very serious. We have to realize under President Trump, he's making a dome to protect forces coming in on all sides. I drew a dome to cover the entire United States. It's like United States, you know, when you take the Eucharist, the body of Christ, the body and blood of Christ, he is our Savior. That is like the dome is, for me, it's a rectangular area because America is almost like rectangular. And so it's a covering of the table of life. That's what the dome is to me. And then I drew a picture of where to put the drones, and I talked about how the drones should be, and they pick it up, and they're making new drones that I asked that have power to protect from long distances and also to intercept and also address and be aware of what's coming in, but also to share. I want the dome to be shared by other countries. Also to protect the skies, you have the drones constantly in position across America, and then they see the enemy coming from aerial view. The drone can activate the Iron Dome to proceed to the block incoming arsenal, and also for sharing points. So we could have sharing points of but we need to do peace treaty, negotiation, preparation to show strength. And that's what I said. No, I said to have no war, but to do commodities and business. Are you with me? Use commodities and business to that's God's power. America Save Your Legacy. God's power, save our legacy. And that's what President Trump is doing with Syria. Here this is. And that's what I asked him to do.
here and see all this work.
This work I've been working many
and it's happening this September.
documents.
China just announced a massive military
This September.
featuring fully unmanned tech, AI-powered tanks.
This is China's work.
And 7 autonomous
terrible.
underwater combat robots. Let that sink in. No human soldiers, no man control, just machines making battlefield decisions on their own. The underwater bots are especially terrifying and silent, stealthy, deadly. They can patrol beneath the waves, identify threats, and tackle without a single human command. On land, think robotic armor columns rolling in sync, guided by algorithms, not generals.
And I asked about the robots a long time ago. I said actually in 2016 that we would be controlled by the robotic life, each one of us and the children would be, if we did not address the issue. And I told you about, because I'm the first presidential advisor volunteer under President Trump, but first geopolitical specialist, not military, but specialist below the military, Lucia Arden, that I support and give ideas, that I said that they have to be watched in every way, in everything they make, in all the things that they make and manufacture. But go on.
Building a fully autonomous war machine, and we're not waiting for you to catch up. Remember when they revealed AI drone swarms 3 years ago? Now it's a full battlefield.
Because I told you.
China's very quiet, just like they were quiet doing this work while we're protecting everybody around the nations in the wars. And then so was Iran, and Iran made the missiles simultaneously. And Russia is deception. They went to Cuba and they landed there. What did they bring there? And they're on South Africa making missiles. And also they have a big landing space above on North Russia where it's very cold, and they brought trucks across to Canada, and I'll show you that. I'm a geopolitical specialist. It's very serious. And Russia sneaking with Iran. Let's go.
This isn't a tech show. It's a declaration of how future wars will be fought. And here's the scary question. If humans no longer fight the wars, will humans still decide them? This isn't a sci-fi movie.
See, I saw in the
background a car that looked like a Tesla. That's interesting. And so we need to realize that we cannot have any robots made for military. And so I'll get to that point on the list of things that I'm going to explain it to you.
China just announced a massive military parade featuring fully unmanned tech, AI-powered tanks, drone swarms.
Okay, here it is. Here's the ideas, and they're already doing this. Okay, they're already covering some of these things. I've been talking about it for years. International President Advisor for Freedom, Humanity, Truth, and Justice, Lucia Arden. Prior warning: China has been quiet. They've been planning like Iran and missiles. City, listen, we have the King David slingshots, and new and old covenant. China has, and we have the new and old covenant to protect us. China has the largest man army. However, we have the right arm strength of wisdom. Now think about that. Think about those things I just told you. Look at all these points that we have to consider, that it's very, very serious, that we have to consider what we have to do in order to be a safe nation. But we have the slingshots of David. And I had a vision in a prayer. I got this message, this first paragraph. So we have plural. We have the authority to protect ourselves. All nations. That's why UK, Ireland, Finland, Sweden, Germany, all of Europe, Italy, Australia, Alaska, all those areas where United States, Canada, all the areas we need to protect ourselves. And then I said that we have the right arm and strength of the wisdom of God, because it's from the covenant. It doesn't have anything to do with us. It has the covenant we made with God. In America and other countries, we have the covenant of the Continental Prayer of Congress in 1774. We can stop the Wi-Fi robots and stop them on computer connection, secret code, have a spy go and see if we know how they built these robots, and can use the systems to control and understand the systems. We need to have weapons made especially for these type of robots. Will destroy many at each shot. So we need to understand one robot and integrate, understand their systems, and have a spy learn about their systems and how the robots are made, and to get in their systems because they'll be controlled by Wi-Fi. Are you with me? See the borders, and how will they bring these robots and stack them up in different areas? Now bear with me. See the borders, when they were open, USA and other countries, the robots could have been in trucks. Okay? Are you listening? They could have been in trucks. Are you with me? The robots could have been in trucks. They could have been in
think about that. They could
have been in trucks.
At robots.
See, look at that.
No human soldiers, no man control.
But no human soldiers, no man control. Okay,
Just
but
machines making battlefield.
but the thing is that they use the other things of the robots to control them. That's why they have the underwater tool. So these trucks, they weren't reviewed enough when they came across the borders of every country, were they? And they could have said that they were making warehouses, bringing these trucks into warehouses that weren't related to just general manufacturing. This is very serious. Some secretly made robots in USA. Are you with me? And I asked this for years because they were secretly making military tools in different areas. And I asked for years about this. And what about Cuba? Okay, China's making militaries in Cuba. Are you with me?
in China is also
Also in Honduras, they could be making them there. They're also in Brazil, they could be making them there. There's other points. Why do the Chinese come with rolling suitcases? This is a very important point. Remember on the borders of America? Are you with me? Biden and Kamala was in and they let them open the borders and you saw those Chinese come in rolling suitcases. Are they the one that manufacturing computers? They just found out in July the 22nd, 2025, Peter showed about how they found a system, the Chinese computer system they were using in the cloud. And I said, I want all manufacturing that China does in our country and systems to be reviewed, especially in our government. And they found it. And I asked that years ago. In 2011, I asked to look at all the offices. And thank you so much, Peter and President Trump. They drop off the drones and robots in obscure areas and then travel from one step to the next. Are you with me? Are you with me? Do you understand? They could see China's right here. Okay, you with me?
China's right here.
Okay, there's China. And then they could go from India, and India that had to protect their border. Remember that? They had to build because China was trying to get past their border, but China could go across to Iran. There's Afghanistan. There's Afghanistan right by China and India. They could go right through there. They could bring the robots through trucks and then our airplane even in Afghanistan, and there's Iran, okay? And then down here by Ethiopia, they're concerned. Ethiopia is concerned too about the situation with everything going on. And that's why it says I want Saudi Arabia to protect themselves because if we have to do any nuclear bombing or certain things, but we're not going to do nuclear. We're not going to do nuclear. And that's why we need to all pray and get down on our knees. Because
There's Iran right
next to Afghanistan, where all those billions of dollars of tools from America, then China could get through Russia. Are you with me? And then all the way, just like President said, to Greenland. And then I didn't talk about Greenland. I meant just go directly to Canada where they could put trucks. Are you with me? On boats with computer systems. I said this in 2019 that we had to be careful. And then there's North United States where Canada is, and they could cross the borders there when they were open more. And there's Alaska, and I haven't talked about Alaska, but that's tricky. You have to be careful. Are you with me? You have to be careful about that. Then there's also Africa, where Africa's different areas where certain things are made. And down here in the south, Russia is making the
missiles. And
they talked about putting uranium from Iran there. Then Brazil is choked by China. And so Honduras is right. Honduras is right by Mexico. Are you with me? And Honduras, she sold herself to China, and they make things, and they gave a lot of money to China. Gave a lot of money, but it's not worth any more money because everything is down the money since the cryptocurrency. And you're going to be in debt. They need to get out of their contracts. And there's Mexico and Honduras. The people could have come from Mexico there. And there is United States, the opening where they could have come through. Are you with me? Because Honduras is there. Okay? And China could have jumped from one place to the next using airplanes, using trains, using trucks, and then ocean. Are you with me? And there's Australia. You have to be careful with Taiwan. And they came across around to the Black Islands through here and could use one of their robots. Are you with me? Are you with me? Let's continue. Let's continue. Let's continue about this. This is very serious. It's very, very serious what's going on here. So drop off from helicopters, trader of companies from one place to the next, because there's a lot of helicopter drops offs, and they could stack up those robots over a period of years. They could have done that. Drop off the robots by boats from one nation to the other, as I showed you. Canada danger, prior warning, 2019. Before China goes through Russia and then through Canada delivering. Canada needs to investigate ASAP, and that's what I asked. And our beautiful President Trump talked about Greenland. And then, those Chinese in the rolling suitcases, who were they? Coming over the border, find them out, rolling suitcases. I asked that before, and I know they're doing many of these things in America, but I'm just going over it again because I spoke about some of these things years ago. Some of these things are addition. Before the geopolitical problems, the jihad, Islamic regime, and protesting and CCP virus, all these things were happening, okay? I believe that many border crossings, before all the geopolitical problems, the Islamic regime protesting, and the CCP virus, there's many things of people that came over to cross over of the technology and manufacturing of other countries to destroy other countries, like America and other countries, China and Russia, deception, and Iran. What were they doing all those years? Iran was making the missiles, and China was making the robots. And Russia is deception, has many, many secret things about that you'll even find out. But they were making the war with Hurricane.
Are you with me? We have to make new laws.
And new friends and come together. We have to be careful. There could be unified attack. This is one thing that you have to be careful. There could be a unified attack from all the countries, Russia, Iran, and China, all at once. You have to be careful of the globe. Hence, stated prior and bring in friends and countries. We need friends and countries for freedom. Lucia Arden recently was accepted by having to make the drone power, and that's what I said. Through the drones, they're making new drones of new power, of energy systems, interception, and reactors, and notifications of the enemy military tools near or coming in to block. And I asked that, think about in geometry from one point to the next in physics, that we're going to take one drone from the next and protect our other countries and friends together. And this is very important. And it will save time and money and protection for all countries. Do you understand? And I asked to do that. I'm so grateful. They're going to do it. They're going to make those special drones. And I heard Elon's company will make some of these things and do some of these things. I asked, and God bless him. And we need to come back to the table with Elon and President Trump. In America, we need to be grateful.
And
Billions and billions of dollars. We are not in debt. We made money. A lot. I saw a lady talked about that. It wasn't true. She was a lady, a young lady. It wasn't true saying that Biden, our money that we got today was from Biden. No, Biden didn't make the tariffs. We got money from the tariffs. She's wrong. You can't believe those things on the internet. We made $100 billion and more, because that was last couple of weeks that we brought back home under President Trump's tariffs, which I asked about the tariffs. I have that in my book about international business and revisiting every country and making sure that we have new contracts and new businesses, because we don't have the bricks. They don't sell the oil and the gas and the commodities with the dollar. But we're going to be fine. The Chinese could even have submarines, and listen to this, could swiftly come to Brazil, Cuba, Taiwan, Canada, Greenland. They could use the land. They could use the land and also the skies, and also the atmosphere, and also the boats simultaneously and consecutively. Do you understand? And I warned about this in 2019, the geopolitical problems. They can use the land and sky simultaneously and consecutively. Are you with me? This is a planned strategy. Cannot you see the treachery? It's all too close together. It's not happenstance. That's not happenstance. That's a law word. It's not happenstance. This looks
very, very
planned strategically, yet in God's power and covenant with the people, we will have justice. And they say, like this one man says, there's 13 families that rule the world. No, that might be for the freedom countries, but there's a higher power, higher level, like China and Iran and Russia that want to control. Do you understand? These 13 families that control. Remember, China is next to Iran and India and Africa. China is one of the center axis. So they're going to use their land as a transportation platform. Are you with me? So I heard any launch company will make these things, and I'm asking now and making
a new asking.
Lucia Arden, presidential advisor, geopolitical assistant, geopolitical specialist. Please give me a commission and job in speaking, and I also sing, and we have to have an event to protect our nation. I'm an international consultant, politician. I'm so grateful that we are working on these things. But look at this.
Decisions on their own. The underwater bots are especially terrifying, silent, stealthy, deadly. They can patrol beneath the waves.
See those guys?
Those robots underneath. They can have the robots on the land, and those other robots coming from the water are the ones. Could be the big computer that controls all the people, all the robot people. These robots. Do you understand? And what are all those suitcases? They have those rolling suitcases in China. And all those offices set up. China has an office. There's many points about the robots. I didn't use all. That was just a temporary. China has those rolling suitcases, but they have offices set up in every area of our country. Even next to a military base they found.
Threats and attack without a single human command. On land, think robotic armor columns rolling in sync, guided by algorithms, not generals. Is this just a flex? No, this is a message. A warning shot to the world. We're building a fully autonomous war machine, and we're not waiting for you to catch up. Remember when they revealed AI drone swarms 3 years ago? Now it's a full battlefield.
See, well, we're doing the
war protecting the world. Because I knew, and I said that China is too quiet. They're doing something, and this is what they're doing 3 years ago. So they're ready, just like Iran, and they can all come together simultaneously. We have to be careful.
The Fox Airlines. This isn't a tech show. It's a declaration of how future wars will be fought.
Okay, that's it. Now, thank you so much. This is Lucia Arden. I'd be happy
to show you this and explain to you more.
About what's going on, and the children need to realize the situation, what's going on, what's happening. The children need to realize about our world and coming together, that we each come together. We all have gifts that God has for us. We need to seek God first, and then we'll find our gifts, and we deliver our gifts to share with our neighbor. But we have to speak out if the neighbor is being abusive or secretly torturing this or secretly doing crimes. We have to speak out, because it's a multicultural nation, and a lot of people believe different systems, but that doesn't mean their systems are the highest justice or correct.
Are you with me?
And so I wanted to say that we need to prepare our children for the future, to restore each community, each
Nation, but first restore them individually,
our children, by allowing them to be the individual God created and who they are, the authentic being, not controlled by technological forces and the powerhouse. The powerhouse has to bow down and ask God and be directed to take care of their people in justice. And I believe they're going to do this, because now they have a greater enemy, which I said before years ago, which I was told in prayer, that a greater enemy will come upon them if they do not follow suit. And they said 13 families are in control of the Western civilization. But now Iran, China, and Russia and other people are their higher enemies. So they need to bow down to God first, to justice. And if you don't believe in God, it's justice and truth to take care of humanity and allow humanity to be the authentic being. Allow humanity to develop. There's enough to go around, enough money, enough food, enough water, but we need to do justice. Thank you so much. This is Lucia Arden. Look me up. I am a consultant, speaker, and also singer. Thank you so much.
God bless you. International for
CEOs, individuals, families, and
for nations. Thank you.